Hello, everyone. Joshua was just dancing.
I was dancing. I was getting into the music.
You were. Joshua, so we have a couple questions before we even get started today. But actually when I came into the chat earlier, there was an interesting question that I thought we might want to answer right off the bat because I think I know the answer to this. But this one from Daniel is not a super chat, but I thought it was a good question for us to kind of start off with. Joshua always pulls 3 cards, but what is his spread? I often look at past, present, and future, but it seems like he is reading another way. Answering that could help me ask my questions more clearly. Joshua.
Okay.
Can you explain your magic to all of us?
Mecha Heiny Ho. Yeah, no, I do a 3-card spread just because that's like the initial spread that I learned literally ages ago, decades ago. So you can look at it past, present, future. You can look at it morning, afternoon, night. At the same time, because I believe time is simultaneous, that it is fluid. So we might organize it as such, like, okay, well, this is the past, this is the present, the future. I just think it's easier to look at it that way, especially if you're talking about like, oh, what's tomorrow going to be like? You can, organize it in that fashion. So yeah, I do past, present, future, or just the time, beginning, middle, end. But I'm fluid with it.
Okay. So is it more about just like setting like the intent of what you're going to look at it as you're doing it?
I think that like I'm so automatic pilot with it now that I just do the 3 cards and they speak to me. And that's why I think it's tough as well when you're reading other people's cards, because my cards are going to work for me and speak to me. So if you did a reading, right, with your tarot deck and you're like, okay, well, I got 6 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. I mean, I could read that, but it's your deck, it's your energy, it's your card, so it's easier for you to read that because my interpretation might be different. Make sense?
Okay. I guess
That's why
so.
I don't like those computer program things, although they can come in handy in a pinch.
I guess so. Well, we're going to see this in action because I have a question for you. I'm taking a point of personal privilege. So I was reading Vice today. I don't really know why I was. I have like I follow Vice on Twitter just for pure entertainment value. Like if I want like one of the ultimate leftist takes on like leftist internet, I'm gonna look at Vice first. And Vice had an interesting article today. Trump called to insist his penis didn't look like a toadstool, press secretary says. And if we scroll down into the article, this is Stephanie Grisham's new book, which of course, she obviously got a book deal. On another occasion, after Stormy Daniels, Trump said in an interview that Trump's penis looked like a toadstool. Or Daniels said. Grissom says Trump called her to reassure her his penis was, in fact, not shaped like a toadstool or small. Yes, sir, Grisham, says she replied. So, Joshua, what I would like you to psychic using your past, present, future, or however you want to do this magic, did this actually happen or is this made up to sell books?
What's a toadstool?
Does his some penises look like toadstools.
What's a toadstool though?
A mushroom. Like a toadstool. Hang on.
Yeah, we need to figure this out.
Hang on. Let me give you. Hang on. Toadstool. I'm not letting you guys watch me Google this because God knows what's going to come up. Okay, hang on. This is what we mean. Toadstool. Did Trump say his dick didn't look like a toadstool?
So did that actually happen with Stephanie?
Did that actually happen? Yes.
Let's see. Did that actually? We can remove the toadstool if you don't mind.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Do you want to pick out a specific toadstool to try to?
No, but I'm thinking if I ever want to go on a diet, all I need to do is get no call on you, and you can discuss with me Stephanie Grisham's book, and God only knows what else.
This is what you signed up for, Joshua. Okay.
Apparently. So, did the toadstool scenario actually happen?
Did the toadstool incident actually happen, or is Stephanie Grisham a liar? Now people are putting toadstool in the chat.
And tell me when I should stop shuffling on the toadstool.
Stop. The things you do for super chats.
10 of Swords, Knight of Wands, 9 of Swords. A lot of
There are
swords going on
swords.
here.
Swords don't look like a toadstool.
No. I don't know how she could say this without there being some kind of legitimacy. Do you know what I mean? My feeling is with 10 of Swords, Knight of Wands, 9 of Swords, I think it's fair to say that this did happen.
that Trump actually had a conversation with his press secretary about his dick not looking like a toadstool.
I think so, because 10 of Swords is when you're bottoming out. Like, okay, this card is like the ultra dramatic card. Like one sword could kill this dude. So it's sort of like, it's when you're really overthinking way too much. So he may have been in a really, really bad place. And Knight of Wands, he is very Knight of Wands, like lightning with that Leo rising, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with 8 of Swords, yeah, like I think that he had I think he may have had an episode. Maybe this was a regular occurrence, a regular occurrence in which he may have had these episodes.
Maybe Trump just didn't want the media to be reporting his dick looked like a toadstool.
So this woman worked for him, and he actually called her in to look at his member.
No. He didn't call her in. There wasn't. I don't think she just said that Trump called her and explained to her that his dick did not look like a toadstool. And she said, "Okay."
Oh, okay.
How would you react if you were someone's press secretary and they called you with that information, and that person that called you was Trump?
I would be sympathetic, and I would say, "No, sir. I'm sure you're right. You are not dealing with
I'm sure you have the biggest and the best."
Well, yeah, he's my president. I want him to definitely have a really strong ego and not have worries about his penis if he's running my country. So yeah, I would do whatever I can to make him feel better.
Excellent. Well, Janice Zeal says my brain is now focused on Mario Brothers. And Daniel, who asked that question earlier, sent us in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
We appreciate that. Well, everyone, that was a rather festive start to the show.
That was. You can never go wrong with starting off with toadstool questions.
I mean, we do have a tradition on this channel of when I'm talking about white identitarians, we have the small dick joke contest. So I thought it was like apropos. It's not like my viewers are like virginal or something.
That's true. And if they were before, they're not.
They're not now. Well, guys, now that you have been deflowered, as it were, welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial.
We're deflowering people. Nothing remotely deflowered.
We're popping cherries. I want to see a bunch of cherries in the chat. Welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial. This is a show.
My God, Carlin, I have a cherry bubbly. Isn't that weird? Do you feel the energy?
Do you feel it?
I'm telling you.
It was all meant to be, Joshua. It was all meant to be.
Everything falls into place.
All right. This is a show that Joshua and I do every Tuesday night where usually we don't talk about dicks, but we might start because apparently it's going pretty well so far. Normally, we talk about the news and whatever I find interesting. And Joshua, who is a professional psychic, uses his psychic prowess and tarot card prowess and astrology prowess to help us peer beneath the surface and help us figure out what's really going on. Now, Joshua, there is a chat full of cherries right now like I have never seen before. It's actually truly impressive.
Cherries,
because we popped their cherry.
I see. Do you like, I'm not like being sexual here. It's just a question. Do you like cherries?
I do like cherries, actually, quite a bit. Yes.
Yeah. No, me too. I think they're really, really great.
I don't like eating because I have the pit, though. But
some of them are pitless, though.
Are they? I didn't know that.
I give a lot of crap to Trader Joe's, just with their produce, but they're frozen cherries. They have these frozen black cherries, and they work really well with in shakes if you're eating fruit. Really good, and they're pitted, obviously. Thank goodness. I hate seeds and pits. Like I shouldn't have to work. Like, oxtail. Like, have you ever had like an oxtail pasta or something?
No.
You're spitting out like pieces of fish bone or some kind of bone, oxtail.
Why would you eat an oxtail in a pasta?
I think it's like an oxtail sauce or something. I know I had
Oh.
Italian and I got something with oxtail, and I was like, the whole meal, I was having to like fish through this thing. Like you had to spit out. Like it was ridiculous. I'm like, that is work. Like I don't know how people eat lobster. That's a lot of work.
Lobster is delicious. What are you talking? Lobster is totally worth the work to eat it. What are you talking about?
No,
You
I'm
can even
allergic
do
to
lazy man
shellfish
lobster. They
anyway.
have lazy man lobster where they deliver it to you and it's already deshelled.
See, that is what I would do. I'm allergic to shellfish, so I wouldn't be having lobster anyway. But it just seems like a terrific amount of work to eat, you know?
Well,
And then to have to pay attention. Like, I think the bones and things, like the oxtail, oxtail, that's the worst because you have to be vigilant, like, because you don't want to,
well, you
choke
don't.
the dinner.
That just sounds horrible. I don't know.
Really bad, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, well, let's get into it, guys. If you want to ask Joshua a question to Psychic, all you have to do is send us in a super chat. You get to decide how much, but we will Psychic them in the order they come in. We already have a bunch in the queue, but Joshua, I wanted to catch up and do something that we wanted to do last week that we both forgot about until the show actually started. And I wanted to go back and to 2 weeks ago when Nicki Minaj red pilled. Can we look at Nicki Minaj's astrological chart to see if there was an astrological reason for the red pilling?
Absolutely, we
Let's
can do
do
that.
it.
Let's do it. Let me see here. Okay, well,
Crab is not better than lobster. That is a dirty, dirty lie. I just want to make that clear. Can you share?
I can, yeah. Let me just, I'm gonna pull up her transits. Do you want her chart or her transits?
Well, I don't know. You're the psychic. Which one would do us better?
Well, you want to know why she may be.
I want to know if there was a reason, an astrological indicator of her red pilling.
Let's see. Let me share with you because sharing is caring. Let me see here. Window.
Don't show us your porn. Don't show us your porn. Don't show us your porn. Don't do it,
You'll
Joshua.
never ever have to worry about that ever happening, Carlin.
Thank
Why is it
God.
doing that though?
I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. I can't see your screen. Oh, wait, I see it. I don't see a chart. I see this. Not your porn, thank God.
Do you see a chart?
No, I see I see what is on the screen in front of us. I see a folder. You shared a folder. You didn't share an image.
I see. Okay.
Try again.
Just blame it on Mercury retrograde, Carlin. That's what I've been doing all week.
Mercury retrograde.
That's what I've been doing all week.
Mercury retrograde screws everything up.
Yeah, it can, or it's a really good excuse, I find. Oh, here we go. Okay.
As long as we're clear that you're using it as an excuse.
Oh yeah, definitely. No doubt.
Yay! That was great.
Okay, do you see what I see? We'll be seeing that very soon because Christmas is coming. So yeah, it's interesting. I think the big stuff that's going on right now is that in terms of transits for her, you got Jupiter has been hitting her first house, right? Saturn as well as Jupiter. And Jupiter expands things, so it makes you think in a bigger way. I mean, she already thinks in a pretty big way, being a Sagittarius. But yeah, I think Jupiter expanded her worldview, her perspective. And then with Saturn in the first house, then it's a matter of defining herself. So she's gone through the process of expanding, of growing, of seeing things in a bigger way. And now, because Saturn's there, it's a matter of defining it. Saturn likes definition. So, when Saturn transits that whole first house, which is going to be a while, that might be when she determines, okay, these are my beliefs. But as I said before, she's an Aquarius rising, Sagittarius sun. She's probably going to, in a lot of respects, be an issue by issue type person. You know what I mean? She might be very conservative in some respects and not in others. Also,
well, I think you can be red pilled without being necessarily a conservative. Like, I'm not a conservative.
That's true. Very true. Yeah. Well, also, though, you got to remember she has Venus, which is values, conjunct Neptune, as well as Mercury. So the thing is that values are really what determines whether or not somebody is on the right side of things, the left side of things, right? Their values. But with Neptune there, Neptune fuzzies it. So she's not really clear in her values, yet that does not stop her from communicating them, with Mercury being so close. So yeah, I do think though that with the 10th house, just natally, she has Uranus as well as Jupiter in the 10th. So in a lot of respects, there's a certain level of intensity with the Scorpio energy at 26 degrees, that Jupiter, but also Uranus is in the 10th too. So she's going to be very, very shocking in terms of the stuff that she does. And I think with Saturn also natally hitting her Pluto, Saturn conjuncting her Pluto, it's interesting. I think her belief systems are definitely going to be going through a big switch. I think that she really, really requires definition, but I don't think that her chart really allows it. Do you know what I mean? I think she's too, especially with that Venus conjunct Neptune conjunct Mercury. Like I think that I don't think she's going to ever define herself and say I'm this or I'm that. I just don't think that she'll do that.
All right. Fair enough. So given this, were you surprised at all that she kind of like came out with this like big, I mean, maybe it wasn't even like a big thing for her. She was just talking on a live stream, but for a lot of people, they were like shocked that Nicki Minaj all of a sudden was kind of red-pilled.
Yeah, I think that she, if Aquarius rising, if something hits her and she sees the truth about something, that she's going to like say something about it. And I don't think that I think she obviously sees herself as very, very big in the world with her chart, but I don't think that she realizes, like, I think especially with that Venus conjuncting Neptune, I don't think that she realizes the extent of her popularity in some respect. You know what I mean?
Like, I can understand that.
Wasn't she talking to like Biden with the long nails? And she was like, no, yeah, Biden.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, I mean, and that, I don't know what he was thinking. Some of their marketing choices are just so awful.
Oh,
Did you see some of their marketing that they've done?
Like when they had that kid, did you see that kid with the nails come to the White House and he was
gay? Well,
yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
I would say he's probably gay. Yeah, I would say he's probably gay. Yeah.
I would say that's fair enough.
I would say it's a fair assumption.
What were they thinking? Like, I'm not saying that like you shouldn't have, gay people in marketing and whatnot, but it was a huge turnout for a lot.
That wasn't about being gay. That was about being, I don't even know what is the word for whatever that was. Ridiculous. Ridiculous is the word.
I think that if he's trying to like polarize, obviously there was a method to their madness. They're trying to get more, I guess, of the.
They're trying to appeal to the kids, is what it is.
To the kids. Out of all the people in the world that they could have worked with on something like that. I mean, it certainly got your attention. That's for sure.
It did. Not for, I mean, no publicity is bad publicity.
I think that that's fair to say. I think that I know, fairly famous people that they essentially worry when people don't talk about them. Even if they're saying horrible things, like, how can you handle this? And they're like, they could not be talking about me. So yeah, I think that can be the case.
Well, they can have it. They can have it. All right, Josh, you want to do some super chats?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Just as a reminder, if you're sending in a super chat, please make sure it's a high-level question that's going to be interesting to everyone, not a question like, will I find the love of my life this year? Because, like, let's be honest, you probably don't want that answered by a psychic live on the internet in case the answer is not something you want to hear. So let's keep a high-level question just to keep it nice. Hi. Right as Rain, who has been a member of my channel for 9 months. Thank you, Right as Rain, for being a channel member for 9 months. I appreciate it.
She's wonderful. I get comments from her in my videos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No, they're really great comments. She's lovely. Yeah.
Excellent. And of course, everyone should go subscribe to Joshua's channel as well. His channel is in the description below. Right as Rain said, last week I asked about Great Reset. I meant Great Awakening. Will we see it without a complete breakdown of society first in the next 20 years?
Okay. So we're talking about will there be a great reset?
Will there be a great awakening? Will we see a great awakening without a complete? So I'm assuming, right as rain. I'm assuming that you mean in terms of like people waking up to what's really going, like red pilling. Will we see that happen without a complete breakdown of society first in the next 20 years or so?
Let's see. And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Let's see. Three of Discs, the Magician, the Fool. So there's definitely work that's moving toward that direction, which is good. With the Magician, the Magician's card number 1, and just like the aces in the tarot, that means that you have to do something. It's sort of like it means green light, go for it, but it's not a matter of there being a this is predetermined. It's number 1. So you think of one eye, you have to be sort of like the change, and that's further emphasized by the Fool card. So it's going to be entirely up. It's entirely up to you, right as rain. Do you want this awakening? I think that really it's a matter of what the group does and what energies we put our attention into, or what we put our energy behind. So yeah, it's up in the air, but the potential is definitely there.
It's so interesting you put it that way, Joshua, because I was a little pissy today. And I was like, I was basically like, I'm sorry for conservatives in the chat. I'm sorry. I was basically like, conservatives don't do anything and we can't count on them for anything. And they're totally just going to screw this up. And it's like the left is crazy, but the right is useless. And it's like what I keep trying to impress upon people is they keep doing is they keep waiting for influencers to do the work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the influencers show up and they screw everything up. It doesn't work. They don't do anything. They don't accomplish anything. They don't even do the basics of getting people the information they need to know. And so it's like you've got this giant group of people who are just waiting for these conservative influencers to swoop in and save them. And they sit back and they don't do anything. Like, can we psychic what is the best way to actually get normal people to show up and do something? Because I am at a loss.
What do you want them to do?
I want them to fight back.
In
a real way.
Like, how do they do that, though?
Go make a speech at their school board meeting. Go run for local office. Like, there's any number of ways that they could do it, and they're just not doing anything.
They could write articles and post them on Medium.
Yeah.
I think that, the important thing to remember is that as long as you're putting the energy out there, the results are none of your business. But as long as you're doing something, so you want to find out whether or not there's going to be more of a sense of responsibility from the right.
Yes.
In terms of their destiny.
Yes.
Let's see. And tell me when I should stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Very well. Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh.
What do you see?
Judgment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the right likes that. It's like the resurrection.
It is. Look, you have these people that are they're coming out of their graves and they hear the call of that trumpet, right? So they're awakening from their sleeping or dead-like selves. And then, Carlin, swiftness.
Good.
Yeah, so this is like lots of information. And then with Knight of Swords comes up. So it's about goal-oriented activity. What I'm getting is there's going to be probably like a series of like coalitions, so to speak. So it's like, say like this group of people is really anti critical race theory, and this group is really anti having kids wear masks in school and whatnot. Like, I think that like that's going to be really key, is forming like coalitions. And I think that they will be able to, for whatever, it doesn't have to be, necessarily conservative agendas, but whatever it is that they want, I think it's going to be a matter of coalition is really going to be the name of the game. You just need one person to be sort of like, hey, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
So I think that you'll see it. I think that you'll see it.
I genuinely hope so. I really, I want conservatives to step up to the plate. I do. I'm losing faith. But maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Deb McL says, I worried about the burnout of nursing staff. Will there be any serious nursing shortages? So, Joshua, did you hear that in the state of New York, 100,000 medical professionals are leaving their jobs because they're refusing to get the jab? And to replace them, the governor of New York is calling up the National Guard
to be nurses?
To replace the medical staff who are being fired because they don't want to get the jab.
Huh. Okay.
That's a little crazy, right?
Well, it's crazy. I heard in the news last night only 23% of Americans, I'm guessing, haven't gotten the jab. Only 23%.
Well, Biden says that life can't go back to normal until 97 to 98% of people get the jab.
Oh.
I think they're inflating that. This is pure speculation. I'm not taking it. Then contact the CDC because the CDC is our god for all vaccine related things. I think they're inflating the number. I do. I don't think it's possible that I don't believe it. I don't.
You think that more people have gotten vaxxed or less?
I think less.
Less.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to look at
that's pure speculation. I'm not making a pronouncement or have any whistleblower information. That is a speculative statement.
But what's our question again?
Our question is, will there be any serious nursing shortages?
Let's see. And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Will there be any serious nursing shortages? The world, justice, Eight of Swords. It's not looking that great.
But it is a problem that they can get themselves out of if they want to.
I think so. I think with the world card, there's definitely a big shift, I think, in terms of that. And with the justice, there's a need for balance. I think there's issues with the whole nursing industry, want to call it that, overall, even before this. So I think that there needs to actually be some changes in the nursing profession. And I think that that's the big thing with the Eight of Swords. Like there's changes that need to take place in terms of the profession. I think prior to COVID, like I think that the infrastructure with nursing, I think that for years has been organized in such a way that is not advantageous for obviously the nurses, but also the patients. And I think that is what you meant. Like, think of like these organizations. We've always done it this way. Always done it this way. And like, that's like the last thing that people want to hear, because that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I'm not familiar with nursing, but I guess like something in terms of the infrastructure, maybe how nurses work or I do think that there are changes. So, but I think those were way before COVID.
Yeah, that's probably true. Nursing is a really messed up profession. Justice says the Justice card. Yes, Justice, you have your own tarot card. Congratulations.
Yes, Justice. True. You know the name Justin is also means justice.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think Justine does too, I think. But justice certainly means justice.
Justice certainly means justice.
True.
No, not changing the hair. Sorry, conservatives, not changing the hair. Deb Miguel also wants to know, are near-death experiences real?
I can say yes without even looking at the tarot cards. Yeah.
Have you had a near-death experience?
Have I? No. I have very boring experiences with spirit. I've only had congenial experiences with
You need to do ayahuasca.
Maybe. But yeah, no, a lot of people have reported them and I believe them. They actually go to this like brink of, I think that often it's really like a choice. I believe that we choose when we die, right? So I think that what winds up happening is that choice is so 50-50 that you get pushed to that breaking point, and you actually get a chance to be sort of like, do I go or do I not? And that is what I think a near-death experience is. And I think it's very fairly common for a lot of people. Because some people see an out and they're like, all right,
It's time.
It's time. Or they're like, I think maybe I want to do this. Think of like, people who are in comas or in the hospital for overdoses, stuff like that. Yeah.
I feel like I experienced what it might be like to die when I did DMT, because I like shot out of my body and flew up in the air and saw all sorts of things and flew through the universe. I don't know if that's what it's like to die, but that's what I experienced on DMT.
Did they have you visualize an anchor connecting you to the earth before you did this?
No.
Oh my goodness. Because that
My
sounds
shaman
like,
was irresponsible.
was he really?
No, it was fine. It was fine. Yeah. You come back. I mean, it's I mean, honestly, it was like, how I remember it is like you saw how like everything worked, and it's like it's comforting, honestly. It's like that like I never felt like I was in danger. I always felt like completely safe. So it was fine, and you could hear stuff going, like they play music and stuff to anchor you.
Oh, I see. Because I know when you're doing remote viewing, you're supposed to picture like a cord around your waist and an anchor, so you can like shoot out of your body, as you suggested, and go over here, go over there, but that you still have almost like a bungee cord that's connecting you. But it's interesting they didn't have you do that visualization. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you came back.
I made it back. I did. When I did that ayahuasca that one time, I didn't want to come back, but they made me. They said, you have to go back. I said, I don't want to. And they said, you have to. I was like, fine. All right. Moving on. Cold Summer 91 says, will Dog the Bounty Hunter find Brian Landry? Because apparently Dog is so this is that van girl that was murdered or whatever. I don't even know her name. That thing that's been that like van blogger girl that's been all over the news. Brian Landry is the one that they wanted us to psychic last week if he was still alive, and you said he was dead. So that might actually answer the question. Dog the Bounty Hunter is now on the case. He's gotten involved. Will he find Brian Landry?
Will the dog find Brian?
Dog the Bounty Hunter. It's a person. Do you not know who Dog the Bounty Hunter is?
No, I have no idea. Who is he?
He's a bounty hunter with long blonde hair, and he's from Hawaii, and he's very kind of out there, and he had his own TV show called Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Okay, so
he's
we
a
want to
bounty
know who
hunter
specifically is going to find Brian.
Yes.
Dog the
Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty Hunter find Brian. And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
No, I don't think so.
Because he's dead.
Well, that was.
I think we got that last. Did we get that last week? I feel like we got that last week.
We have the Hangman as well, so I think that now, I feel like wherever Brian is, the bounty hunter, Dog the Bounty Hunter, he's like, talk about cold. You know what I mean? Remember that game? You're getting warmer. You're getting like he's ice cold. But your final card is the 9 of cups. So maybe eventually, but I think it's going to be one hell of a road before he does that. He does find him. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Multi-Drider says, will a copy of the lost film London After Midnight be found and in good enough condition to watch movie? I don't know what that is.
What is that movie?
London After Midnight? What is that? Hang on. Let me search. I have no idea. I have no concept of what's going on.
It must
London
be
After Midnight. Why is it considered a lost movie? Oh, London After Midnight is a lost 1927 American silent mystery film with horror overtones, and yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like a lot. I don't know. So will they find something of this lost movie from the 1920s? That's an interesting super chat. That's not one we get every day, Joshua.
I know. I wonder if there's like some celebrity in it that took her clothes off or something. Will they find London After Midnight, the lost movie, right?
The lost movie. And will it be in good enough condition to watch?
Anytime I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Will they find London After Midnight, and will it be in good enough condition to watch? Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. No.
Shifty business.
Yeah, because this chick is being very careful. So I think there's a woman involved who does not want this movie out, and therefore she is doing whatever she can to hide it and be sneaky and whatnot. Yeah, but I think that there's people that definitely want it out, but yeah, Queen of Pentacles is not. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles doesn't want much, but when she wants something, she gets it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
She's not a difficult lady, but when she's like, when she makes up her mind about something, like, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Cold Summer 91 says, will the establishment turn on BLM over their stance on the V's? So Joshua, interesting thing happened. Black Lives Matter decided to protest vaccine mandates as racist in New York City. That goes against the narrative a little bit.
I see. Yeah, right.
So now what is the media to do? Ibram X Kendi, who has blocked me on Twitter, apparently like he will not say that vaccine mandates are racist, even though there is a clear racial disparity between African Americans who have gotten the vaccine and and white people who have gotten the vaccine. So by Ibram X Kendi's own definition, they're racist. He won't say it, but Black Lives Matter is now pissed off over Black people getting kicked out of New York City restaurants who won't produce a vaccine in passport or whatever. So now BLM is protesting vaccine mandates. It's such a strange world we live in. Will the establishment turn their back on vaccine mandates, given that Black Lives Matter doesn't like them anymore? Which is the greater evil, racism or unvaccinated?
So will the government turn their backs on BLM because they're anti-vax?
Yes.
Anytime you want to stop shuffling?
Stop.
Victory, Strength, Page of Cups. Interesting. I think they're going to try to make nice with the Victory card and with the Strength card and with the Page of Cups. So I think this is sort of like, I mean, it's interesting. Leo is an interesting card. It's almost like if I see you doing something, it might be easier for me to ignore you're doing it, because if I show you that I know you're doing it, then I have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And Leo can be a little bit cowardly. Not always, but sometimes. So sometimes they turn away because they know that if they actually see something, they're gonna have. So I get them ignoring it to a certain extent. But if they wind up, there's no turning their backs on anybody. It's more a matter of, I think they're going to be taking more of an emotional, understanding approach. I think that they want their cake and eat it too, as well as to eat it too. Meaning, I think they're going to try to keep, play Twister, one hand on the vax mandates, another one on BLM. Yeah.
Well, isn't that nice? Okay. Let's see. Shannon says, will there be a national mandate that even jabbed people need the weekly COVID test? Now it's only unjabbed.
Oof.
That would be quite a red pill, I think, for a lot of people.
That would be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, it's so stupid. Like, they're risking themselves getting COVID every time they go in to get a jab.
Every time they go in to get a test.
Right. I mean, get a test.
Yep. Well, logic is not winning the day in this particular scenario. Check with the CDC.
A national test mandate weekly?
Yes. Will all of us have to take the test weekly?
We're going to get a spaceship.
Except me, because I never leave my house.
We're going to get a spaceship and leave. Forget LA, forget America. Just leave the planet if that happens. But let's see. Weekly COVID tests. Will that be mandated in the future?
Yes.
And tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Temperance, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. No.
Good.
Yeah. These are lots of cups. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, hang on. Let me see. Where's my super chats? Okay. Okay, Schwan Hammond said, "Set my alarm. Can you psychic? Will the DOT require vaccine on a medical card to get a CDL? And if so, will truck drivers fight back?" This is something interesting that I learned last week. Is like they might make it a requirement to be vaccinated to get a certain type of driver's license to drive one of those big trucks. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. So, Joshua, will the Department of Transportation require vaccine to get a CDL license? And if they do, will truck drivers fight back?
Will the DOT require who?
Will they require like truck drivers to get vaccinated to get a CDL license?
What's CDL? The big truck?
It's a big truck license, yeah.
And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Let's see.
And remember, guys, check with the CDC for all vaccine-related advice. We are not doctors. Don't listen to us. Check with the CDC.
I mean, I think that they're going to be very, very cautious in moving forward with that. With the magician, there are people that want to get their way. But again, and then with the tower card, I think it's very possible.
You think it's possible?
I think it's possible. Again, with the magician card, we have a 1, right? So people are still, that's their ability to take action and manifest their will. I think with the tower card, I think if they do, they're in for some big problems. If they try to force that, that
would screw up supply chains. You don't want to piss off truckers. They're the ones that deliver food to the supermarket.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that with the tower card, if they try to do that, then I think they're in for a rude awakening, which would be the tower card.
Jean reminds everyone to mount the like button. Thank you, Jean. We appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We do this every Tuesday night. Subscribe to Joshua's channel as well. Cold Summer 91 wants to know, is Rihanna also red-pilled?
Rihanna, the Pisces.
I guess so.
Yeah. Let's see. Rihanna.
You know her astrological sign off the top of your head?
I know pretty much anybody's astrological sign off the top of my head.
Sean Penn.
Leo.
George Clooney.
Taurus.
Meryl Streep.
Cancer.
God damn it.
Who we talk? Oh, Rihanna. Okay.
Rihanna.
So is she red-pilled?
Why'd you grab your cards, Joshua?
I did. What falls to the floor comes knocking at the door. That's why it's really good whenever you drop money. Okay, so Rihanna. I love Rihanna. I think that she's just great. Is Rihanna red-pilled? Let's see. And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Okay. Four of Wands, the Empress, Queen of Wands. I think so. I mean, I think with Four of Wands, she's looking for a certain amount of freedom, right? This is the Venus and Aries card, right? I think, with the Empress, she's I think she's like really, really rich, not because of her music.
She's really rich. She's like a billionaire.
Yeah, I think that she's right behind Oprah, if not in front of Oprah at this point. And that's due to her makeup line. So she's, she's living the life of luxury. And with the Queen of Wands, she doesn't want to be told what to do. I think it's a very, very highly, it's highly likely.
I just don't think you can have that much money without being red-pilled. I don't. I think on some level, you have to be some level of red-pilled if you have that much money.
Really? Why? Yeah. Why is that? What is the correlation?
Because I feel like when you have that type of money, you probably have more access to things than the average people. And so you see all the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. And so how can you correlate the bullshit that you see going on behind the scenes with what is told to the proletariat, right?
Right.
Because red pilling at the end of the day is just seeing the world for what it really is. I also don't think that you'd be able to navigate the system to be able to make that much money if you weren't connected to reality.
Yeah, and also remember the taxes. Typically, if you have a lot of money, the one thing that you do not like in your life is the tax that you have to pay on it. So that's another reason why it's highly likely that she would be.
Yeah. Nick H says, as a truck driver, I'll quit if I need to vax for my CDL. Jeez. All right, let's see.
Hopefully not, Nick. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Hopefully not.
No, hopefully not. Ashley Truthhurt says, my birthday is Saturday. Do you know the moon, etc. for Saturday? What does Saturday look like, Joshua? Happy birthday, Ashley.
Let me find out.
Oh, there's an app for that. I like CoStar. Joshua does not because, you know, Joshua likes things that are inferior sometimes.
Saturday. Oh, tomorrow's a great day, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
We got 2 really cool trines. Just saying. Tomorrow should be really, really awesome.
Good. I need an awesome day.
So October 2nd is your birthday, eh? They say it's your birthday. Okay, so the moon will be in Leo on Saturday. And the sun will be conjunct Mars. So you have a solar return year coming up that is going to be, you're going to be a live wire, you.
Yeah, she looks like a live wire, to be honest. I bet she is.
I bet she is. Yeah. No, this is going to be a really cool year for you. Yeah. I mean, just a cursory, obviously, I would need like the time of birth and whatnot to do a solar return. But we know for your solar return, and that's not just
she looks like a live wire, doesn't she?
She does. She's going to be even more so. So happy birthday. Enjoy it.
Happy birthday, Ashley. All right. Happy birthday, Ashley. Josh, oh my gosh, says China told its military to prepare for war. Epic Times is doing a segment on it. I'm going to predict July 4th, 2022 as the day. What do you think? As the day we get red dawned by China?
July 24th, when?
July 4th, 2022 as the day that we go to war with China. Maybe we should just ask a more general question. Will we go to war with China in 2022?
And someone to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Ten of Cups, 2 of Discs, 3 of Swords. No. So 10 of Cups is like, everything's fine. Everything's
good. Because China would totally kick our ass. Let's be honest.
2 of Discs is about balance, trying to maintain harmony. And with the 3 of Swords, though, it's more a matter of, I think, what America would do is sort of grin and bear it as opposed to actually engaging. I get there being an energy of 4, and it's almost like this box, right? And it's a matter of, there's like these almost like checks and balances in which I get Biden does not want any conflict whatsoever. So there's somebody, and it's not like the main guy in China, but there's like 4 people total, and they're all like, okay, you're okay, I'm okay, you're okay, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like being at dinner with 4 people that being at dinner, 2 couples at dinner, right? And there's a contentious relationship, but they are all a matter of like let's be nice and let's get through this dinner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think America is more likely to grin and bear it and deal with something that they don't like as opposed to going to war. So because I don't think
China would kick our asses.
Biden does not want. I mean, I just know that Biden does not want to upset China. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. We got a couple super chats left. If we have time, I might come back to that China question. Let me see. Albert Buchanan says, will we go to war with China over Australia? Joshua, will we go to war with China over Australia? I don't know if that was covered in the previous question.
And someone to stop shuffling on that.
Stop. You guys think our woke military would beat China? I don't think so. Sorry, Joshua.
Oh, I don't think that they're gonna have an issue. I don't think it's gonna be an Australian thing. I don't think that. Yeah, bigger fish to fry.
All right, fair enough. Daniel says, is Dr. Rosenberg's nonviolent communication relevant now? And if so, how would it impact society if we could apply it to modern conflict resolution? I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
Dr. Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Was this?
I don't know. Hang on.
Let's find out. Let's do a little bit of investigating, shall we?
I feel like this is something I've heard about before, and I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Nonviolent communication, right?
Yes. Dr. Rosenberg first used nonviolent communication process in federally funded school integration projects to provide mediate. Oh, I do know this now. I do know this. Okay.
1999.
Well, yeah, it was used to like provide like conflict resolution and stuff like that.
Huh. Okay. So the question is he going to be making a comeback? And his theory?
Are his theories relevant to society now?
Let's see. I love throwbacks.
Yeah.
So let me look at his book. Marshall Rosenberg. Relevant to society now. Is it relevant to society now? And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Let's see. High Priestess, Hangman, Success. Some aspects I think are relevant, and then I think some are not. Like some are absolutely obsolete. So with the High Priestess, there's stuff that's in there that is, it's very, very rich and there's a lot of potential. But I think overall, there's some things that you would be able to pick. But with the Hangman, it's not like he would need to create a revised edition, like an updated edition. And maybe he should. Is he still alive? Might want to call him, being like, yo, Doc, time for an update. Because there's some stuff that is absolutely not relevant.
I'm sure that is exactly what he would respond to as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yo, Joshua, what's up?
All right. Deb McL says, will movies ever become popular in theaters again? Joshua, I haven't been to a movie in almost a year. Oh, God. They suck.
You're not missing anything, Carlin. I saw a movie, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and I was with my friend, and we were looking at each other, and like, I don't want to see anything. Like, these are horrible. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm hoping it was just the movie, but the previews were really just sad.
Yeah, everything sucks now. All entertainment sucks.
I mean, I'm hoping there's something I'm just not seeing and that movies are not that bad. But the question is, will movies become popular again?
Yes.
And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Let's see here. Will movies become popular again? Death, Five of Swords, Wealth. I mean, I think with our final card being the Wealth card, like there'll always be a place for movies in our society. But with the Death card alongside Five of Swords, I think it's fair to say that they're never going to have the power that they once did. You know what I mean? I think that there's a lot of friction in terms of what actually gets produced. I think there's a certain group of people that are making decisions in terms of this, which is why, in a lot of respects, what we really need to do is self-broadcast, self-publish. If you want to do something, do it yourself, because otherwise you're gonna.
It's just so sad. It's so sad.
It is, but this could make indies really much, much bigger. You know what I mean? I mean, we have no choice, right?
I mean, constraints breed innovation, and I get that, but it's just so sad to me. Like, can we I don't think that we are going to recover from what they've done to the country in the past year and a half in our lifetimes. I don't think we're going to recover. I think it's too far gone. People have lost their minds. They've gone crazy. There's just like mass hysteria. Like, can we psychic if we're going to recover from 15 days to slow the spread in our lifetime?
And tell me when to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Three of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Empress. So it's looking positive. There's established strength here for all of us. With King of Pentacles alongside the Empress, I think this is very, very positive. So I do think that we will recover. I think that right now there does seem to be a slow pace at which we are recovering, and I think that sooner or later, with that leadership, and that's what you need. You just need like a group of really, really good leaders who think along the lines of you and want things back to the way they had been.
All right. Well, Joshua, our last super chat of the night is from Sin, who I know you know.
Hey, Sin.
So glad to see you going live on your channel, Joshua. Even with Mercury retrograde, you did well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but everybody's so encouraging. So thank you, Sin. Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna do more live streams on your channel, Joshua?
I'm trying to do as many as possible. I'm hoping to do one every morning, but sometimes
every morning. That's industrious of you.
I'm trying to. I figured if it doesn't work out, it was Mercury retrograde. Oh well.
So what time are you going live on your channel?
10:15 typically PT.
Your time.
1:15 yours. Yeah. I'm trying to every day, but we'll see how that works. But it's been fun so far, and everybody's been really lovely. I appreciate everybody who's been joining, and you joined yesterday, which I really appreciate.
Impromptu. I didn't even know you were live, and then I logged into YouTube and I saw you were live. I was like, this can't be right. Joshua's live on his channel now. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on, and why wasn't I included?
I know, right? Yeah, I'm trying every day. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, make sure you subscribe to Joshua's channel if you want these lives every day. Joshua, is there anything else? We have like 3 minutes left. Is there anything else people need to know?
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a great day. We have two trines, which are
what is a nice trine? Flow. I don't even know what a trine is.
A trine makes a beautiful flow of energy, and there's two of them, and it's going to be awesome. And essentially, this is still, we're in this Pisces full moon letting go cycle until you have your new moon. I think it's on the 6th of October. So you're like clearing things out, getting rid of things, making space between now and October 6th. So it's super exciting. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, guys, make sure you subscribe to Joshua's channel and make sure you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to my channel as well. Please mount that like button on the way out the door. We do this every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. So come join us next week. And I guess that's all we have for tonight, Joshua.
That's it.
That's it. We're good to go.
We're good.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.